Welcome back to Sonic Dream Team. Loud menu noise. Let's go.
My favorite.
Okay, so the bad structural issues I was talking about. So if you'll remember from the end of last part, I had two more little side missions I needed to do in Act 3 with Tails and Cream. But you have to play Act 1 with either character of the second zone before you can access the Tails and Cream act, even though it just said on the screen, hey, you unlocked Tails and Cream.
I like Tails' little woo there.
Yeah. Flight with the flight characters in this is much more limited. They have these, like,
Yeah,
little
it's
arrow
as small
things.
as Heroes, honestly.
Yeah. It is quite good because, like, for the first couple seconds of flight, your momentum carries into it, as you sort of would expect. And that's really nice. It's good for, like, closing really large gaps in platforming, obviously.
So kind of like Frontiers.
Uh, yeah, except in that game you can close, like, infinitely large gaps.
Oh,
With the
especially when
flight
you got
menu.
unlimited boost.
Yeah. But yeah, like the Tails and Knuckles, like the characters in this. Oh, here's something you can do in this game. You can switch directions on the rail by holding
Huh.
down. That's actually really freaking nice. It's never something I thought of in
Is it
other
something
Sonic
you ever
games.
need?
I just needed it for here to get those collectibles.
Oh,
Because yeah, the only way to get up there was that rail. So.
Huh.
And you
Neat.
can't in this game, the way jumping on rails works, it sort of more closely relates to the, like, Sonic Dash, Sonic Forces Speed Battle style rails, where your jump, it just continues along the rail path. You're just above it, and you can't really control it in midair at all because it's mainly for collecting, like, rings and, like, the blue coins and stuff if they're above a rail. So they keep you in line with the rail when you jump. So the way you turn around is you just hold down on the analog stick, and the character will automatically turn around. And it works. And you can also unlatch from a rail in midair, because if you really want to do that, you still can do it by activating the secondary jump ability of whatever character you're playing as. So for the speed characters, it's the air dash. For flight characters, it's flying, etc.
Is
etc.
Tails any slower than Sonic, or is he not really different from Sonic other than flight?
He's not really different than Sonic other than flight. He doesn't have the air dash, and the air dash is actually quite good in this because it carries all of your speed into it. So,
Okay.
yeah, the air dash is really good.
I like the returning icons. That's always good.
Yeah, they're fun. This game has very few enemies. It's really just the egg pawns, moto bugs, and then buzz bombers, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's how it has been for a while.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of the problems with this game are the fact that you have to it's a mobile game. So it's very dumbed down. I think if this team were to make a console Sonic game, which is, pretty much what everyone has been saying, if they were allowed to make a console 3D Sonic game, I think it would be stellar. I think they could do a lot more with this formula. Like, this is an extremely solid foundation for traditional Sonic games.
It's also hard to tell because they're so used to working on mobile if they'd be able to handle a larger scale project.
True. Well, I think
But this
game,
is definitely a good proof of concept because of how expansive this is even for a mobile title.
Yeah, I think this game proves well enough that, yeah, I think these guys can handle a bigger project. This is like they're stepping into the shallow end of the pool, but, like, this game proves to me that they already know how to swim. They just got to be allowed to, take the plunge into, like, a console game.
Right.
And I think they do a really good job. I would like to see, like we were talking about a little bit last part, a little more variety between the characters if they were to make a console sequel to this or whatever. So like maybe give Amy like some kind of hammer ability instead of the air dash, or I don't know, have some extra abilities. But yeah, now that we played Act 1, we can go back and finish Act 3 of the previous zone.
Backtracking, yay!
Yeah. It's this
I've never
game's
met backtracking that much. It just depends on how it's utilized.
It's not that bad until we get to, starting with the next part of this commentary. Because that's when they're like, okay, you fully completed the zone after you've fully completed zone 2 as far as you can. So now we're gonna add 2 extra little mini acts to each of the acts in the previous zone. This game definitely tried to pad itself out with these little extra side missions, which is
it's fine for a mobile game, I think.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
that kind of brings up, like, should mobile design even exist, or should it always be designed so if you are playing it in a long span of like 1 to 2 hours, you should still have fun? It's hard.
Well, it's not really that different than like old school. I say old school, but it's really just like 3DS and back. Like old school handheld game design, where a lot of games are designed to be played in short sessions, and this game is very much designed for that. You can like whip this game out, play an act or 2, and then put it away very comfortably, and have like a really good time while doing it. So I don't really consider it a problem that it has all these extra side acts, because I do find a lot of them fun as well. That's the thing.
I just had a random thought, but Sonic and the Secret Rings would be perfect as a mobile game.
Kinda.
Because Sonic's in the Secret Rings feels like it was designed for that from the get-go.
It kinda, you know what? It would if the main acts weren't necessarily as long as they are, Because the main acts are actually like full Sonic stages and stuff. So, yeah.
It's like a lot of mobile games will get brought over to consoles, or this was especially a problem with PlayStation Vita games, where they'd always become much worse reviewed on a console because they're still the same game, so they still have all the mobile market in mind of very, very grindy, having a ton of extra things to do because, they were supposed to play in short sessions.
Yeah.
So that way you can time it, so once you are able to play it for a long session, then you can skip and go to that longer level and have fun. And then when you can't, you just play the shorter levels.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy Type 0 is one that kind of had a lot of issues with this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I definitely agree. I don't think a lot of people would dog on Secret Rings as much if that game were a mobile game.
Yeah. But see, though, it also works in some games' favor, like Metroid Fusion was very much designed for a mobile audience, but you play it on a big screen for a multi-hour session, you're going to have just as good of a time,
Yeah. And see,
But I think the difference there is that's more designed in a mobile session for a mobile game experience by always being action-y, and then also having save points up the wazoo.
Yeah.
So it helps itself there.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that when you run out of flight, you still have a little bit of hover time left.
Yeah, he never drops like a rock. If you hold the button, he will he'll like hover in at that height for a little bit, but then he'll slowly start like gliding down.
Okay, so it's pretty generous.
Yeah, it's very generous. And a good thing about the flight is the meter automatically resets upon killing an enemy, touching a spring or like a dash ring or anything like that.
Yeah, it's very much a more well-realized version of what they were going for with Heroes.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Which I don't think his flight was bad in Heroes, it was just nerfed and designed for its levels.
Yeah.
But this feels like it's handling it better.
Mm-hmm. I do think you get definitely a little more flight in Heroes. Like, you get more horizontal distance and a little more vertical.
No, I disagree on that one. Especially because you can hover back down to the ground. That kind of changes it all up. In Heroes, you drop like a rock, you're dead.
Yeah, but the trade-off there is the flight is much faster in that game compared to this. This is very slow flight.
Right.
Like, your speed carries into it at the start of it, but it very quickly decelerates.
Yeah, I've noticed.
But yeah, the speed characters are still probably the most fun to play as, just because you just boost and jump and air dash over everything, and
The air dash makes everything.
Yeah, the air dash is really good for speedrunning because, sort of like base game Frontiers, your boost doesn't. Well, your speed carries into your jump, unlike Frontiers, but your boost still like stops, so you have to press it again when you land on the ground. And that's because this game doesn't have an air boost of any kind.
Mm-hmm.
When you jump, you are jumping as if you're a platformer character. But that it's mitigated with the speed characters because of that, the way the air dash works. It'll help you maintain your speed better for when you touch the ground. And yeah, it's I think the movement in this game is very kinetic and it has a lot of flow to it, and that's definitely what I like to see with Sonic.
I'm hoping we get Silver back with a lot of these a lot of the
Yes.
underutilized characters returning.
Mm-hmm. I would love that.
I hope it's not only for smaller spin-off games like this, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we'll have to see.
It's kind of sad. Like, Silver hasn't been playable in a mainline Sonic game since 06.
Yeah, I don't know if the next game we're getting will be a Kishimoto-directed game, but we'll have to see. And how he decides to handle more playable characters again.
Whatever that rumored game is. Even if that doesn't exist.
We can only hope that it comes in 2 years and not 1 year.
It's gonna be coming this year for sure.
I don't want another game for 2024. I really don't.
Well, too fucking bad. We Sonic, baby. We're in the patch era. Let's go.
Can I go back to playing more Mega Man games?
No. No.
Oh, those are fun.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
I made an oopsies. Oh.
Get there.
Yeah, see, I thought
wasn't
there was...
expecting this to be the lava stage. Assuming this is lava.
Yeah, it's like...
Or is it orange juice?
It's supposed to be like dream fluid. This is like Eggman's Dream Factory, where he's...
No, this is a giant OJ factory. And the game is trying to tell you to wake up.
That would be funny
Wake up
too.
and drink some orange juice, damn it.
If you look in the background at some of these parts, in the massive pools of the dream fluid or whatever it is, you'll see like the massive caterpillars swimming through it. Like down there.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's good detail.
Because the first stage... Oh shit, yeah, that... I don't know what happened here. That was like a genuine glitch that never happened to me before this recording, and I was like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. This game does not have a lot of glitches. It's very polished. So that was a very awkward moment there. The one glitch that I ran into was once I had like a really long session going, right? It would basically like the Apple TV I'm playing on, since it's a freaking Apple device, it has no cooling system in it.
No.
So after a very long play session, that thing got hot, and I think that caused my game to freeze up a couple times when I would load into a level.
That feels like a very easy thing to fix.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a platforming thing here. These moving up and down blocks, if you jump while they're moving up, it carries into your jump, and that's really fucking nice. I love games that do that, especially when I can do that and just fucking launch. didn't really do anything for me there.
I haven't really seen that used much in a 3D platformer, so it's nice to see. It's in a lot of 2D platformers, though.
Yeah. I guess I should also say, since I didn't, I'm only really going after all the red rings in this.
Okay.
You'll see me make detours for the blue coins occasionally, but if I finish a level and I don't get all the blue coins, I'm not gonna like worry about going back into it and getting them or anything. So,
I did want to say though, Visions of Celeste with the moving platforms.
Yes, you know what? Freaking like a really tightly designed Sonic game that's like Celeste or Super Meat Boy would be pretty cool.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I need another Celeste. I beat that. I enjoyed my time with it. I don't know if I need more.
Hey, listen. I think we're basically describing like that Pizza Tower indie game.
I haven't played.
I don't know if you've seen it. I
haven't
played it either. I haven't played it either.
I like it. Things.
Yeah, but it's like a really fast-paced, but still really tightly designed, difficult, challenging platformer. So
I'm gonna stick with my Mega Man inspired games for a bit. Gravity Circuit ain't gonna play itself.
That is true. I haven't played that game since it got updated.
I'm waiting to get it on Switch. Is the physical copy out for that yet? I actually haven't paid attention to that for a bit.
I don't know, honestly.
No, oh well.
But, yeah, for this game, it should come as no surprise that these levels where they're asking you to go fast are some of my favorites. Because I think the movement here, it's very weird to describe the movement, because it feels like they just gave you full control over the Sonic Dash gameplay. like that's sort of how it feels. And you know what? It feels really good. The one thing that took me a minute to get used to with this game was the jumping control. Sonic's got, like, all the characters have a lot of weight carried into their fucking jump. So it's hard to control the direction of your jump at all once you jump. I'm saying jump too much, but once you jump, you're pretty much locked into that direction. Like, you can slow yourself down and change direction a little bit, and you also have your secondary jump ability, which can help redirect you. But that was like the one thing that took me a while to get used to, but it sort of, in a lot of ways, feels like the jumping in Sonic Generations, which just had a lot of weight behind it. And you know what? I like that for Sonic specifically. It's like the classic games, which have just all of your weight.
Wee.
Yeah. How do you feel about homing attacking the light dash trails?
It's fine. I'm gonna always miss not having a Lightspeed dash like in SA2, but it is what it is. I just always like doing Lightspeed dash. I don't know what it is. It's just always satisfying to watch.
Yeah, I think a good compromise, if they made a console, sequel to this, would be to have the light dash on like the Y button, like it generally is in Sonic games, but still have it like home in on those ring trails, and maybe give it like its own reticle, like have a yellow homing attack reticle for it, or something. around the if you're close enough to a ring, and then you press the Lightspeed dash button and you'll home in on it and do the light dash.
Or you could just
like,
have it function the same as this, but if you see trails of rings on the ground, you can also press Y to go across those ones, and just have 2 controls for it.
yeah, like that would work. I kind of prefer the light dash to be. I struggle here a
I
little
don't know.
bit.
I think that would work because then you could have the one in the air being, required, like in this, but then having the ground ones more for a speed thing. So it's optional. You don't have to use it, but if you do, you're gonna go a lot faster.
Yeah. If they would do that though, I would say don't like make those like aerial ring trails like specially highlighted or whatever, because it's kind of obvious that it's a fucking light dash trail if you look at it. But that's just for the like console version. But if they were to ever make a sequel to this, which I really hope they do, because like I said, the freaking gameplay here is like such a perfect starting point for something beautiful, in the same way that like Sonic Adventure was like the perfect starting point for 3D Sonic in terms of that gameplay, but it could have a lot of room to grow in that style. Because like something I was sorely missing in this, until I got used to just not having it, was like having a stomp or a bounce attack, like something that can just bounce you straight down toward the ground at a moment's notice. I love that sort of thing in these games. Bonus points if you do it on like a half pipe, and like it just sends you flying along the ground, like your speed from the thing carries over into it. But yeah. Anyways, I love this stage. This is a good
music.
Yeah, a lot of the music here is really catchy. Well, I wouldn't say catchy. It's like really good to listen to while you're playing, but it doesn't necessarily stick with you.
Oh, is that a caterpillar in there? Dang,
yeah,
that's big.
Yeah, this is where, because the first level was just like, oh, Eggman is having a fucking dream. Better have some wacky, like very childlike dream aesthetics. But this is the level where Eggman figures out he can manipulate the dream, so he's made a factory to produce his robots and stuff like that. It's sort of got like that classic Sonic like theming there, where like the levels sort of do progress as you go through them.
They become more industrial.
Yeah, well, not necessarily
because as
more.
we know, industrialism is the root of all evil.
Yeah, it's also not necessarily more industrial, because as we'll see next stage, the level is sort of being corrupted by what is known as the fucking, I forget what the fucking thing's called. It's basically it's basically the thing that creates nightmares in the dream world, for Sonic's universe, I guess. Cause
just say Nightmarians. I know you want to.
It's not a Nightmarian though.
I clearly haven't played Knights.
Called them Nightmarians. Nightmarins. Dumb bitch.
Same fucking thing. One is Marion, one is Krillin's daughter / girlfriend, and that's kind of weird.
Hey, the girlfriend one isn't canon.
Yeah, it's canon to me. It's funnier that way.
Yeah, these the problem I have with the levels here is once you get the keys.
What the fuck happened there?
Yeah, a little camera issue there. But one of the problems I have with these like key collecting areas is once you collect the keys, you never ever have to collect them again.
You were
So-
just going in some ways the game did not want you to go in.
Yeah, I was trying to get those freaking stupid blue coins. There's probably a better way to go at it than what I did, but look, it's Sonic Lost World.
I like that game, so actually I won't groan.
Well, then you'll love the next zone.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, I missed a red ring because I'm a fucking dumbass. This is
Why
right
did
here.
you have to show it?
Because I'm
I
going
wasn't
for all
going to
the
know
red
the
rings.
difference.
I missed. If you saw, I was worried you were gonna be like, you missed a red ring at the fucking victory screen there. So I
I'm
went
like
back and
partially
grabbed
looking.
it. I am trying to give a very spread out the playtime between the characters very evenly. So like this stage, I'm focusing on Tails and Cream a lot because they're the characters I just unlocked, and I just spent the whole level as Sonic
Boosted
and Amy.
right into the hazard.
Well, I tried to jump. Whee!
That was a pretty shitty jump.
Shut the fuck up.
No, you chose to be in this channel with me. You deal with my shitty commentary.
There we go. Long chain of flight things.
It is Heroes.
Yeah, you can also stop your flight mid-flight to save some meter and go a little extra horizontal distance. But the meter does drop very fast in this.
They played the Twinkle Park level so much that they were like, every character needs to say woohoo.
Woohoo! Yes. Of course. Get it, get it, get it! Yes! Tails' animation at the end of the stage is fucking funny. I don't know why he's just like, interesting.
Eggman can manipulate the dream. Perhaps I can as well.
Nah, but this is Eggman's dream. I guess.
I his own dream, dumbass.
Yeah, but we're not in Tails' dream, so fuck his dreams.
He'll be in his own dream later. He's thinking ahead.
Yeah, but he won't
He's
be...
trying to think
won't-
with foresight and planning.
It won't be with the Reverie, though. They're inside of the Reverie. Or their consciousness. I don't fucking know, man.
He wasn't there when that was explained. You don't know that.
Tails was there when it was explained.
I only saw Sonic there.
No, see, all the characters were like in their ghost forms because every Sonic game needs to have ghost forms of characters that we need to rescue now. But like, apparently while in that ghost form, he is still like fully conscious and everything, like his ghost form in Frontiers. So, yeah, he basically gave his scientific deduction before he was freed, and yeah, it's a very simple plot. Nothing crazy going on here.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say it's a very quote-unquote meta-era sort of game. Which I don't like the name meta-era. I'll just say that, but you know, nobody else calls it anything else, so we're gonna call it that.
I call it the B Team era.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're not wrong. The only game that felt like an A-Team game in this era was fucking Generations.
Because it was mostly the same staff from Unleashed.
Yeah, and then they all fucking moved on to greener pastures. Well, actually, you know, I would argue
a lot of them either quit, were fired in that big Sega shift, or are still around but in high up positions.
Yeah, I would also argue that Lost World still feels very, very, very polished, even though it's still clearly a B team game. But like comparing Lost World to say Forces, Lost World doesn't feel like it ends too soon, or it feels incomplete, or it feels like it has random attention to detail things missing, like idle animations or whatever.
Well, because
It
I
feels-
think, again, with Lost World, it has the advantage of being on the Wii U, which I think it being more limited hardware helped them with their vision, and then not having to design an engine, I imagine, from scratch.
Yeah, I think Lost World reuses a lot of
Because like when you play
colors.
Forces, they're clearly trying to go all in on having spectacle for that generation of consoles. Things that you can see, you have very high draw distances. You can see in very
Uh-huh.
far parts. You can have entire cutscenes within a level and such.
Yeah.
And I think that was conflicting with them versus the Lost World, which it has spectacle that's shorter and more fitting for that, hardware. Where you just lose control
Well,
for a
yeah,
bit and you watch
like-
Sonic run through things and
Yeah,
dash panels.
the spectacle in Lost World is definitely much more in line with like the classic games where it's just like a brief little thing. It's definitely not as interactable as the classic games spectacle. But it's definitely just like, oh, here's a quick couple of loops and dash panels. There you go. But the rest of the game is very focused on the 3D platforming or whatever the particular stage gimmick is.
Well, I wonder if they were trying to do something like Secret Rings for Forces, but forgot to add the interactivity or just didn't have the time to,
Yeah, I don't know.
Because, I don't know, running through a level and getting attacked by a giant snake feels, somewhat similar to, like, running through a level and hopping on a magic carpet or getting shot out of a
But
cannon.
yeah, see,
It's that kind of stuff.
you say that, but I also at one point, off camera, I think this was before we even started the channel, I also said I think Forces would have probably been a much better game had it been designed as an auto runner type Sonic game like the storybook games were.
Kishimoto just trying to prove he was right.
Yeah. Because the game is 100% focused on spectacle, and like that's the kind of thing you focus on if you
I don't know why, but all I can think of is the Zavik fight right now.
These guys are fucking goofy. They're the factory foreman. But then I won't spoil it, but the fucking the second phase of this is hilarious.
I want the game where you can play as Vanilla coming in to protect Cream if she runs out of rings and gets hit. And so, like, that would be the easy mode, is when you run out of rings and get hit with Cream, Vanilla steps in and just bombs everything.
Yeah. Alright, here we go. Second phase. It's the factory foreman, but there's the fourth one.
Okay.
And he's the leader, boss guy.
So he's the real foreman.
Yes. But with their powers combined,
Voltron?
um,
Oh, that's
Well-
lamer, but close enough.
no, listen. They become the foreman.
Okay. Alright, I appreciate that one.
It's like the fucking funniest joke in this game by far.
I like that. I can
That's-
appreciate that.
That's funnier than any like meta era joke as well.
No. The B Team era.
B Team era, yes.
We're gonna normalize this.
Or
Meta era is a
nostalgia
dumb
era.
name.
Nostalgia era also works.
The what era?
Nostalgia.
Oh, nostalgia era. Well, see, that's why it's called the meta era, because they're aware of that,
I think people call it that because they're like, oh, they're doing a lot of meta humor, but they aren't really doing a lot of meta humor. It's really just like they're just doing humor now, and people are like, oh, it's so meta.
So that's why meta era is a bad name. It was really only in colors.
No, it was really only in Boom.
There was meta humor in colors.
What was the meta humor in Colors?
Ugh.
Other than Sonic breaking the fourth wall, which he does in like every game.
How long does it take to hit him? Jeez. It's gotta last a while.
Yeah, but he only has 2 hits, so.
Oh.
And it's also. Well, the
Also,
camera's
what happened
not
to the
really
camera?
helping me. Yeah.
Let's say you had a really nice view before. What happened?
It is a Sonic Adventure game. The camera is very mediocre sometimes. Bad cameras, fucking audio sync, or like audio issues. Yeah.
It's exactly what we wanted.
This is what we asked for.
Of course.
It's Sonic Adventure 3 as we truly imagined it.
Yes. Hi, Mike Pollock.
Okay, it's called The Guardian. That's what I was trying to talk about earlier. The Guardian is like corrupting the next zone.
Oh.
Yeah. And Eggman has taken it over, sort of like the Time Eater.
I like the little hug between them. It's cute.
Cream and Cheese are like, in terms of the story, they're the best part. And I also, this is something introduced.
Oh, she's sad. Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it. Alright, we gotta kill Eggman now. We're gonna take his Glock from him and shoot him with it.
And like,
we know he has a Glock.
we didn't pay attention to it, but the cutscene before the boss, like Cream goes in because I selected her as the character. And like Amy is like, oh gosh, can we go in after her? And she's like, no, I only had enough power for one of you to go through. And Sonic does the whole, Cream will be fine. She's been growing up on us real fast, and she's slowly becoming a hero in her own right. I love that sort of thing, because with Sonic's like respect for Cream as a hero, because it's something they brought up in the comics. And at one point, Sonic is like, in the comics, he's like, one day she'll be the main hero after I'm done with all this. And I don't know. I really like that. How like Cream is Sonic's protege in a lot of ways.
No, she's Shadow's protege.
See, that's better. I need a game. I need a game where Shadow's like the wise mentor to Cream. and they go on an adventure together, and it's like a really wholesome like thing. I want that so bad.
Piccolo and Gohan, baby.
Exactly. It'd be perfect. It would be so good.
I just want to interject this happy conversation with I didn't like Rouge's voice actor.
Yeah, no, Rouge's voice sucks in this fucking game. She sounds so bad in this game. I don't know why. Like, she sounded fine in Generations, for me at least.
Is this the same voice, or?
Yeah, it's the same voice actor. And apparently, this voice actor has a lot of controversial aspects about them, but we won't talk about those here.
Oh.
So, yeah. Juicy gossip, I guess. I don't fucking know. I hate Sonic discourse.